right, yes, people, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel so it can grow. We got myself Shaq, we got Tobias in the building. All right, just gonna talk about the game.
Birdman business.
Wolves 3, Man United. Wolves 3. Sorry, let's start again. Wolves 3, Liverpool 0.
Okay, before you start, though, I want to make a deal. I don't want to hear about FSG. I don't want to hear about them.
But the thing is, Tobias, I was gonna. You've read my mind. I was gonna say the same thing. We're not talking about FSG. We know what about FSG, what they're about. The transfer window's shut now, so it's only one man. That's what I was going to talk about. We need to have a conversation about Jurgen Klopp. There's a few things. One, can the unthinkable happen? Can he duck? Can he walk? Or can he get the sack? Because in Liverpool's eyes, and in my eyes as well, he can't get sacked because we know it's bigger than Klopp. But that performance there, I thought Brighton was bad. This was even worse. It feels like to me when I'm watching it, they're not playing for Jurgen Klopp. It's more than just the midfield now. The forwards can't score. Bro, Nunez, I'm not even going to go to him yet. The forwards can't score. The midfield's got no legs. Defenders can't defend. So talking about the midfield is irrelevant because the whole thing is not working. We never look like we're going to score. We're conceding, and the midfield is non-existent. We're still playing the same way we've been playing for 4 or 5 years. But the difference is all these guys are older now. It can't work. For me, I don't want Klopp to go, but boy, this can't go on every week. Bro, listen, Tobias, 2 games in a row against 2 mid-table teams. I am hearing last 10 minutes of the game. Ole! 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 Bro, the mockage we are getting now, we are becoming a banter club. This was Arsenal 2 years ago.
This is us last year. This is us
100%.
last year. I know. I'm sick. I've seen it. This is why I tried to pre-warn you. I tried to pre-warn you a long time ago. It's everything now. It's everything. Even the players he signed, it doesn't make sense because they don't play the way he wants to play. Yeah, we can say injuries, we can say whatever, but his in-game management at the minute
100%.
is horrific.
100%.
Like,
100%.
I'm sorry. Like Gomez, for example.
Bro.
What happened to what do you call Nat Phillips?
Nat Deeney. He needs to play. Now Deeney needs to play. Listen, I apologize to anybody on YouTube that I said that Joe Gomez is England's best defender. I don't know what I was smoking or drinking or whatever, because this guy is done. And the thing is, like I said, we need to go to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, he sanctioned him to sign a new deal. He let Wijnaldum go. No matter what, you let Wijnaldum go. You gave Henderson a new contract. You did not push for Mane. In my opinion, I know it might be conspiracy, but I told you from last year, February, Tobias, I knew Mane was gone. You could tell by his face.
Yeah, you did, to be fair.
I said from early, he's gone. I believe that they've come together. Mane wanted to sign. Mane wanted a contract, but he said, I want the same as Salah. They said, no, we can't give it. Then they've come to the agreement that Mane's good. Then Bayern Munich have come, and they've come to agreement that Mane's going to say he wanted a new challenge. There is no way on earth, after the Champions League, if they put a new deal to Mane on the table, he wouldn't have signed it.
Yeah,
it's more.
Yeah, but I hear that. But it's more than Mane.
I know it's more. As I said, it's more. It's more. It's loads of stuff.
It's more than that, isn't it? Like if we look at it, it's a accumulation of things. Is like we know Jose. We always say about Jose and his 3-year style. Conte similar. They've got like 3 years. His Klopp's a 7-year style. A lot longer. So you can't deny him. But how much can you? Like we've spoken previously about his relationships with players, it makes it difficult. Do you know what I'm saying? I always said beforehand that you lot have been sort of happy, with being second place, because you haven't put any pressure on the first 11 ever. When's a player been brought in that's been there to push a star?
100%.
There's never been one there. You can't. That's not sustainable. You can't have the same team going for so long with no one pushing behind them,
But
no one
Tobias,
pushing them to make them better.
but Tobias, we're not talking about FSG, but a model of sell to buy can that get you to the top? Yes, but can that style, that model, keep you at the top?
That style can only get you to the top.
That's it.
No, it can get you to the top when you look like, say, for instance, it wasn't a lot of signings that turned you into the team you was. It wasn't a lot of signings, was it? It wasn't a lot of transfer windows. It was the key signings of when you brought in Van Dijk.
So Mane started it.
Mane started it, but he was there first. But it
Yeah.
was Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk, and I think there was another one or two.
Fabinho.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, we're not talking about the same thing. But how bad we were last year, but a couple of signings just changes us completely as a whole team. So it didn't take you long to do it. And so it's not. I don't think that it will take longer again. However,
but
for that to happen,
go on.
Like, there's a big shake-up that needs to happen.
Facts.
And without changing of scenery, changing of management, changing of personalities, because it's been the same way for 7 years now.
Yeah.
There might have been a bit of boredom, a bit of complacency, a bit of repetitiveness involved in the whole setup. Do you know what I mean? The players are bored now. Something new, something shiny. That's the way football is at the minute. So is it that as well? He's got to get away with big personalities in the squad, and he's left it too long.
100%. Like you said, I agree. He has to be ruthless, and he hasn't been ruthless. But is it him? We're not talking about FSG, but is it him? Is it more than what we've said? Is it more than Klopp? But at the end of the day, the buck stops with the manager. It stops with the manager.
But this is why I say I blame the fans, because you've been happy with them spending that money because it's been bringing you borderline success. You've been happy with the whole workings of it. This is what I always say. This is what I was getting at you beforehand. You've spent. The spend hasn't been great over the last 3 seasons since you won the Champions League.
Tobias. We've always said that, yes, our net spend, it's not what we were boasting about it. Our net spend was not that high because Klopp's working wonders, and we had Michael Edwards. We were identifying the right players. We got not lucky with signings, but the signings we've got worked. But we always said you can all the time, you can't get signings right. So the first cycle, Van Dijk, success. Alisson, success. Fabinho, success. Mane, success. Salah, success. So out of about 9 signings, you could say bar Keita, even Ox, until he had that bad injury, was a success. But you can't keep on identifying the right players and being a success. So now, the second cycle, Nunez looks terrible. Nunez went one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I knew he's going to miss. This is every week now. So I've gone from an era of watching Robbie Fowler, goal machine, natural goal scorer. Michael Owen, goal machine, natural goal scorer. Fernando Torres, goal machine, natural goal scorer. Even Daniel Sturridge, before he was injured, goal machine. And the best player I've ever seen in a red shirt, Luis Suarez. Now we've gone from all them players. Now Liverpool fans are talking about trying to back Nunez. Every week, the guy goes through one-on-one, misses, big chances every single week. We spent nearly it's going to go up to £85 million on him. We didn't expect him to come in this season and be acclimatized to the Premier League. We expect him to go hit the ground running and score goals. That's what we bought him for. And now we're trying to defend him that he's been terrible. Gakpo doesn't even look. I know it's only 5 games, but he doesn't even look like a Klopp player. He does the same thing over and over again. Left side, drops his shoulder, comes inside, passes it. He's just like a 6'4" Jack Grealish. Just comes inside, passes it. Doesn't do anything else. So you can't.
And he seems soft.
Yes.
But the problem is, it's not that, because you mentioned all those goal scorers, but at your peak, your main or your number 9 wasn't a goal scorer.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Firmino at your peak was the pivot to how you lot played. And Klopp's gone away from that, and he's gone away from the industrious midfielders and tried to bring in Thiago. You lot played, or at your peak again, you played to Firmino. Firmino was that Thiago in the false 9 position. It worked better because he could play around the corner to the wingers, Mane, Salah, and it's full paced, back to front very quickly. All the rest of it interchangeable. But Thiago will get the ball, and this is why I say Klopp, because he started to go away from his style of play, and he started to buy players that don't make sense to me, because it doesn't seem to fit how he wants to play. Is he trying to evolve his style? I don't know. But if you haven't got the money to evolve your style and get multiple players in to help him do that or achieve that, then what's the point of drip-drapping it? It doesn't make sense, because it's at detriment to how obviously the team's going to work in the long run. But at your peak, Firmino was the main, and this is why the clamour for goals. This is I'll give an example of Giroud at Arsenal. Giroud used to do the same type of role, help everyone around him. Underrated. He wasn't all about the goals that he scored himself. It was about everything else he done for the team and for the forward line to help them score goals. And Nunez definitely can't play that ball to feet. Hence the reason he's been shipped out to the left.
I agree.
Klopp seems to think can do that because he's Dutch and he has that ability about him, but he's just new to the Prem. And he hasn't got that pressing about him that Firmino had. He doesn't seem to have that sort of trigger. Or maybe it's just the
style. The style takes a while.
Getting used to taking a while to know whose role it is, who's the trigger, X, Y, Z. I don't know, but at the whole of things, Klopp's changed it. He hasn't bought players that made sense. Yes, his spend's not been great, but in-game management. I didn't watch the game today, but from what you've said, the free subs in 88 minutes when he's free.
Yeah, it's mad.
Like Batatic throwing him in. Is that how you pronounce his name? I'm probably murdering it. Yeah. Throwing him in at the deep end at 18. Mad. Again, another one.
Playing him every week.
And like you're looking at dynamism. Why not? If Ox performed at his best in them centre midfield roles, and you need someone that can carry the ball like that.
Tobias, no, wait. Tobias, Ox is done. Ox hasn't got that. Bro, listen, Ox hasn't got that dynamism no more. No, yeah, we bought Naby Keita for that dynamism. He ain't got it no more because he's injury prone. Fabinho, what you're saying about Giroud is 100% correct, but Fabinho's been run into the ground. What's been happening? He's injured. We've had all these guys, what you're saying, have been ran into the ground. And when you talked about the wide players, yes, they got us the goals, but Mane and Salah were unique. You can't get these guys like who's going to do that same amount of goals every single year, week in, week out, and never be injured. So them type of things are not happening no more. So I think what Klopp has done, he's brought a group of players, and can these players get me 10 there, 15 there, and it accumulates the goals what Salah and Mane get, because you can't get these guys no more. And he's trying to evolve it because you can't find a Mane, so we've gone for a striker, but we've got a striker that technically is absolutely terrible and can't score. He can't score. Salah even looks old when I look at him now. He just looks drained.
It's like he's getting a ball back.
Yeah.
Like the season's taking its toll, boy.
He's taking its toll.
More money, more problems, man. It's been told.
He just looks drained. And I feel for him because he deserves an off season. So you can't even blame him. He's been scoring goals for years. So somebody else has got to take the buck. But like I said, you can't be doing this sell to buy and think you're going to bring a player in and they're going to replace them. Nunez is not good enough at the moment. Gakpo, I feel for him, but he doesn't look like a Klopp player. And you're talking about injuries. How many times can we talk about injuries? Injuries when players have come back. Like, something's got to give. Like I said it before at the start, to me, it feels like he's lost the changing room. I don't want him to go, but the way they are playing, it feels like that he has lost the changing room. So it's got to be two things.
I've asked you in 1906 before. I said, how bad does it have to get? 2-3-0 losses.
Like, that's what I said. It can't be like this every week. It can't
this
be
time
like
last year, when Man U were X amount of points behind, you got what? How much points off Arsenal? 20 odd? Must be 20 odd points now. After what? 19, 20 games in the season gone. Like, this is madness. I know there's money in the bank, but how much money in the bank?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know if there's money in the bank. It just feels that, to me, is that something has got to give. I don't know. But this can't go through this. We can't go through this every single week. We're not losing games. We're getting battered. We're getting destroyed. And we're not playing against Man City or Man United or Arsenal away. We're playing against Brighton and Wolves. And we're getting 3 back-to-back 3 loves. Easy work. Even in the second half, Tobias, we were pushing, but I knew we weren't going to score. And I said, they're going to get a counter-attack and finish off the game. That's the way it happened. Thiago didn't even run. It was his worst performance I've seen in a Liverpool shirt. Something needs to give, and I don't know what it is. Like I said,
Thiago's a possession-based footballer. Like, unless you're going to play possession-based football, why have you got Thiago?
Yeah,
because he hasn't got the attributes to do all that running, to do the back and forth, the doggy.
But the thing is, Tobias, he's the only one who's trying to. We didn't buy him to do that, but the others can't run. Yeah, the others can't run, Tobias.
If you bring Thiago in, you're changing up your whole style of play. That hasn't worked. I'm sorry.
I don't know. But like I said, guys, do you think Klopp will walk? Do you think Liverpool will do the unthinkable and let him go? Because this can't happen every single week. Something's got to give. Okay. Personally,
if you get beat by Everton next week in that relegation 6-pointer, what happens?
That's mad. Relegation 6-pointer. It is. But I don't know. If we lose and we lose badly, boy, I don't know. That's another show. I don't know.
Dash is a scumbag.
And Sean Dash has got a decent record at Anfield.
He'll be coming with all the smoke, man.
I'm telling you.
That midfield that you put out today, oh no.
I'm telling you.
And your midfield that can't run. I'm looking forward to that game.
Bro, that's another show. So, guys, like Tobias said as well, what do you think? If Liverpool lose to Everton and get beaten badly, is it the end? I hope it's not, but we can't go through this every week. Catch us back on Monday to see us for another episode or another show. Tobias, I'll leave it out for you. Last word.
I'm going to keep it consistent. Why change it? It's been lucky for me so far. Klopp in.
We are Real Talk Football TV, and we are out.